welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Search Protector Podcast, a 60/40 production. I am Eric Halsey.
And this, the mighties, ooh, yeah, the strongest, yeah, most gifted podcast human on this side of the planet, Arizona, USA. Oh, yeah, Alex the Macho Midway.
Yeah, we've fully embraced AI here at the podcast, so yeah, suck on that.
Yeah, we know it'll eventually kill us all, but until then, expect a whole ton of cool cat videos.
Yeah, I'm going to keep raising the prices of RAM as we grind this economy into dust.
Drinking water is for other people. I want to see what cats look like with billionaires' heads on them.
I want water entering my body looking the same color as a poo exiting it out, so I feel like it's natural that way.
Yeah, but pin in that reflecting pool problem.
So how's your weekend? I believe that's what we all want to know. Tell the people what they want.
Great weekend. I was on an East Coast, moderately sized city. It was pretty cool. I been trying not to drink a whole lot this year, shredding for the wedding and whatnot.
No.
Yeah, so instead of having a cool, relaxing couple of beers, I decided to go vodka soda. And I felt so good about how clean it is that I drank like 19 of them on Friday at the welcome drinks.
We call that a Tuesday over here at the Alex house.
Did get into a spirited conversation with a MAGA Republican. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
He also could have just been a local who was standing in front of the bathroom door, but either way, he got my full opinion on Israel.
This toilet was promised to me 3,000 years ago. Out of the way, goyim.
Yeah, wedding was fantastic. Had some great food. Had some great people. It was a grand old time. And I am dragging ace today, buddy. I am slowly dying, man.
I mean, this is a time for us to recover. This when we can kind of phone it in as this podcast on a Tuesday.
Yep, I'm just gonna click mute mic right now and let you go right at it.
The first part is going to work your brain as we usually started off with who said it. And today's saying is tax someone rich. If some billionaire from Brazil is buying, tax them. Good. That's fine with me. I'm looking out for the Floridians here. Who said it and in one context?
I want to say it doesn't sound pretentious enough to be DeSantis.
Uh-huh. It's Governor DeSantis and arguing that wealthy snowbirds, investors, and owners of luxury properties should shoulder more of a tax burden so that homesteaded Floridians can pay less.
Oh, hold on. What in the Mamdani is happening here?
It's a lot of people have come out and said, it's like, yeah, that sounds very much like Mamdani, but when you called a communist multiple times, like, I was like, some of this stuff makes sense.
You think Florida had like the panicky meeting? They're like, all right, guys, I think people are starting to notice none of our policies are working. It's like the Trump thing where like, if they won't believe the lie, we'll just cheat off the guy next to us.
It's like Texas complaining. It's like, Democrats are ruining the state. Like, Democrats haven't been in a position of power since 30 years ago. Like, it's their fault.
Well, gotta blame someone. It's gotta be anyone but me.
Did you see the latest thing? What's it called? They're going after Tallarico. First they called him a vegan. Now they're the latest thing that came out.
Has there been more about him being a non-alpha trans or something like that? Like, they gotta find something to throw at the wall to make something stick on this fella.
Yeah, apparently, what's it called? He ended it. Well, first they came out, his girlfriend is a vegan. Oh my, like apparently that's the Scarlet A down at Texas is being not eating meat products, but it's not even him. It's like his girlfriend's a vegan, and then he's like, he's also slept with staffers in the past. Be like, okay, why don't we take a look at the president? The guy you're propping up is like, well, those staffers 12 years old? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I saw something about Ted Cruz saying it was like, he's just not much of a man, and just the comment section underneath was like, Tallarico would wear your bulldog jowls down into the pavement.
Like, you mean the guy who came out like Trump called like Ted Cruz's dad like in charge of a Kennedy assassination, and then he ripped on his like wife, and Ted then bent the knee and sucked his wee-wee? Yeah, like you're telling me that the other guy's not a man? You can't even defend your own wife, homie.
Well, honestly, that's what I think about Texans. They chose Ted Cruz as their representative, so I assume all of Texas is just a bunch of Ted Cruzes. So congratulations. It used to be don't mess with Texas. Now it's call my wife whatever name you want. What happened to the tough guys?
Texas lost all their goodwill about as fast as Israel has. Like, Texas used to be like, hell yeah, big trucks, lots of guns, we're manly. Like, we'll go wrestle a freaking bull night. Like, we kiss the ring of a New York City millionaire.
And never thought I'd see the day Yosemite Sam's in the cuck chair. But you know what, guys? I don't judge. I don't kink shame here. That's our policy of 60/40 Productions, as well as the John Wayne Surge Protector podcast.
It is a cuck couch because everything is bigger in Texas.
Fair enough. You can be as homosexual all you want to be.
Pride Nation. So let's get into the nuts and bolts here because we got a little bit of movement. Tesla, I think on Thursday, we left you guys at 418, and today it was at 389. So it broke into the threes. And one of the reasonings, like I found out about it, was it's wild. Apparently, a lot of stocks was sold off on Friday because a stronger than expected U.S. jobs report fueled concerns that interest rates could remain elevated and potentially move high. The whole NASDAQ composite fell down about 4.2% during the session. So what they came out with, the fact that we are doing better with the regular working class and more people are getting jobs means they don't have to essentially lower the interest rates, and now AI companies can't borrow as much money. And I'm getting the vibes that AI is essentially the old granny at the casino playing the one-armed bandit, smoking cigarettes, just pulling that lever like, one of these times we're gonna hit.
I don't know. I saw somebody, obviously, I think this is all fake. I think the stock market is just your grandpa's crypto. None of it makes sense to me. It's all fake money. But I saw somebody explaining, they're like, the only time this has ever been higher, or the closest to is how high everything is right now was like the .com bubble burst in the early 2000s. And they're like, and right now we're 20 points higher than that. So yeah, it's all fake money. And plus side, maybe the robots don't get made that murder us.
I mean, at this rate, they probably won't unless they're coming out of Ukraine. They still make a new robot every day, but at least they're not on the side of the empire yet.
Yet.
So another thing, it's as we inch closer to the SpaceX IPO announcement, I mean, it honestly keeps looking like another wealth transfer. They keep inflating the stock, and one of the things that just happened, they signed a deal with Google to get for having Google rent a bunch of space for cloud computing and servers down with SpaceX. And like, oh my God, now it's going to be, they're going to pay $1.2 billion a month. I'm like, okay, well, 1.2 times 12, that's 20. I was like, you guys are still seeking $2 trillion valuation, and the stuff you're looking for, like, someone's going to be left holding the bag of poop.
And against my better judgment, I woke up a little hungover this weekend, and I was like, hey, what's all this SpaceX stuff going on with the stock market? So I did my own little deep dive, and that flaming bag of poo somebody's holding, that's us, brother. So up until a couple days ago, there were some rule changes waiving a mandatory 12-month waiting period before SpaceX could enter the S&P 500. So you make your initial IPO, then once you're like a top dog, after you show a little bit of like consistency, you end up on the S&P 500. And this is where it becomes a problem because all of our 401ks are managed by people that are legally required to put our money into the S&P 500 because that's what's going to level it all out. But since they're obligated to buy these stocks in the S&P, they also made a cool little rule change where Uncle Elon had like 12 days that he was only legally obligated to like keep his money in SpaceX for 12 days, and then he could pull it out, which would essentially turn all of these imaginary fake dollars that you guys love so much into actual real dollars, which I think was the scam to make him an actual trillionaire. Does that make sense?
I mean, he's still going to be a trillionaire the way that we are going, and the fact that the stock market just operates on feelings instead of raw data nowadays is the more and more I find out about it. But now you're just going to have to work a little harder for it.
I do enjoy that facts don't matter so much as vibes anymore, but we'll get into that on part deuce.
It's the fact fact that it's all feelings, like Republicans take over on a platform of F your feelings, and we find out the entire stock market operates on, I don't know, feelings. It's like, I feel SpaceX is going to be huge. Like, what tells you that? What raw data is like, well, Google's paying 1.2, like almost $30 billion a year. Like, they are seeking a $2 trillion valuation. Like, not even like it's Amazon level S.
And again, as far as I can tell, their only income is government contracts. They're not like selling a product here, which
Yes.
and shouldn't that be illegal anyways? You shouldn't be able to profit off of like a company that its only resource, like financial resources are the actual taxpayers. It just seems like it's a rigged system of fake money.
Their product is called a dream. And can you really put a price on a dream? Because Elon can. It's $1.75 trillion.
Also, I'm going to call this right now. Elon never hits $1 trillion. I think he ends up ODing in a K-hole.
I will put whatever little money is in my 401k right now against that.
60-40 production rules. We only do $1 gentleman bets.
Because you're poor. It's
Yes.
at least $2 and up.
You're not leveraging your fake money on my real dollar bet here, buddy.
If SpaceX's valuation give me 100x whatever it's bringing in, we can at least bet a hundo.
What, in this economy?
We're about to bring out a $250 bill with his fat blob on it.
Oh, I cannot wait to put one of those in a stripper's G-string and just have her go. Absolutely not. Go get changed, sir.
Yeah, because we all turned down money. First of all, do you also think that like 250 bill is going to be slightly bigger than everyone else's? Like, I want mine to be huge. Like, make it 47 centimeters large. Like, wait, centimeters? Like, ew, 47 inches.
No, my thought is because it is illegal to do this with a sitting U.S. president. I think it's going to go the same way of the Kennedy Center, where they're just going to start making them. And before they ever get released, it's going to be one of those like, finally a judge has come to common sense and said, absolutely not, tear this down. And it's going to still cost us $1 billion for some reason. Just like how rebranding to the Department of War, evidently changing a couple letters on an Excel spreadsheet equals billions of dollars. So this will be the one to bite us.
So I'm still chuckling over the fact that you're like, well, it's illegal. It'll never happen. Like, buddy, they're about to wipe Harriet Tubman off and put Charlie Kirk on the bill. So why don't give me that it's illegal as your logic for something not happening. And on the topic of Department of War, we lost 2 Apaches in Iran, so there's an update for you.
Was Kid Rock driving them, or what was going on? Because I heard their Iran's military is completely decimated. Is that still a thing, or?
Yeah, we've destroyed them 17 times over. We've taken their nuclear arsenal. We destroyed their nuclear programs, but now we need to give up their nuclear program and not close the Strait of Hormuz. They
keep growing back like a weed, and that's why we need Bayer to get okayed to sell Roundup again.
They're so good at this nuclear program, and after we bomb it into complete smithereens, they're back up and running within 2 months. This is a crack house. It's the same thing you got to use.
Yeah, crack house would make more sense at this point.
What if we just update all our software? We're just scanning for crack houses now. Like, a nuclear program's back on. It's like, nope, that's definitely meth. Like, but anyway.
Hey, there is Kid Rock.
So, speaking of bombs, last time we left you, the Soviet Davos was still going on, and it's finally ended. And Putin came out, and he's like, yeah, they stopped a bunch of Ukrainian drones. We kept them from striking. And he's technically not wrong, but it's kind of the same logic that Jake Paul coming out post-match with, what's his name? Anthony Joshua, and he said, yeah, man, I stopped a bunch of his punches. Well, you did, and one of those punches took it straight to the chin and it broke your jaw, so it's technically not wrong. They did stop a lot of drones, but a lot of them, they were stopped at an oil refinery, a Russian ship, a Russian submarine. A lot of Russian stuff stopped Ukrainian drones.
Well, yeah, that's how it works. They stopped them. They didn't continue going farther into something else they were probably trying to protect. So 4D chess, man.
Yeah, if we're looking at Ukraine trying to hit the Earth mantle or the core, they definitely did not get past Russia. They were only able to hit a bunch of targets on the ground and never penetrated underneath.
It sounds like point goes to Russia to me on this one, but, you know, you can gymnastic that however you want.
Yeah, so one of the videos I ended up seeing, one that did not involve explosions was the FP1 Flamingo, and it's flying off the coast of Finland, and it's like 10, 15 feet away from the water, and it's on its way to transition some Russian ship into a submarine. And again, Firepoint didn't start until about 4 years ago, and within 4 years, they've come out with a cruise missile that is able to skirt the water hundreds of miles away from where it is launched, going to no place where it's supposed to get jammed, and it's still hitting targets.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't really know how you stop one of those unless you start putting one of your little submarines up to try and block it from.
Yeah, a missile at you.
Yeah, exactly. To try and block them from something else by blowing up a submarine. I mean, how you were doing this 4 years into a war with starting from nothing. It started from the bottom. Now we're here, man.
One of the things that actually hit me, I was actually thinking about it the other day. I was like, honestly, you can make a comparison between the U.S. and Britain and Ukraine and Russia. Like, the U.S. was a bunch of fledgling colonies, and Britain ran the entire globe. And the U.S. took it to them with guerrilla tactics, which is kind of similar to what is happening here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they sometimes you got to brawl the boxer. It's it's fighting 101, and also getting the French to help you out.
Yeah. And the fact that there's still some people on this planet like, I support the Russians. Like, for what? Why? Like, they're a Christian nation. Like, no, they're not.
Yeah, there is no religion in dictatorships. You can only worship one God, and that is the living person telling you how things are.
Yeah. So, in addition to Ukraine smacking around Russia, the EU did as well. They proposed 80 different listings that target Russia's military-industrial complex, human rights violators, and propagandists. And these, like, new sanctions are about to roll out are going to be about a $1.5 trillion value on the Russian economy. And this is on top of the sanctions they've already put out, on top of boarding Russian shadow fleet vessels, on top of helping out Ukrainians with loans for weapons and life-saving supplies. And what do you think we as Americans are also doing to continue the fight against Russia?
Well, everyone in the EU is our allies, so we're right alongside of them, right?
We are going to go ahead and host an exhibition game, hockey game in Moscow next month. So that's what we're bringing to the table.
All right, well, sports bring people together. You know, I get it.
So it's, did you know that there's a company called AmCham, and it's called the American Chamber of Commerce, and it actually operates all over the world. Did you know about this thing?
Not at all.
Neither did I. So they call it American Chamber of Commerce, but it's kind of like the Freedom 250 thing that Trump's doing. It's kind of a private company, but it's kind of related to the U.S. government, and he's profiting off of it. AmCham's kind of the same thing. They have satellite offices set up in over 100 countries, and they're closely aligned with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And they came out, and the president of the Russian chapter, Robert Aggie, he said that this is something two leaders have discussed last year to thaw the relations. Like, what are you talking about, thaw relations? Like, Big Orange out is wet in his pants just thinking, like, Putin's going to call him. Like, there's no thawing anymore. We literally work for the guy.
Yeah, this to me, it feels like this is like Big Brother, Little Brother, where we as America are dying to be like the Big Brother Russian at this point. And as far as I know, this has never happened in our history. So once again, Trump just breaking new barriers. Greatest president ever.
Yeah. I mean, he's a trendsetter. It's if we were in a war with Puerto Rico for 4 years and we still couldn't take Puerto Rico, and then we were going to the British and like the French and still acting like our S doesn't stink, that'd be the same case scenario. Like, Russia's been in a war for over 4 years and are currently losing ground.
Yeah, but we hold all the cards.
In Uno.
In Uno.
Because Mexicans are dumb and don't belong in this wonderful country.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've always had, big chest out American USA chant #1. We suck. Like, I am not thrilled to be an American right now.
It's not a good foot we're putting forward, and I don't blame the people. Well, some people, the a-holes who voted for this guy, I blame you. I blame you 100%, and especially if you're still on the Trump bandwagon. But, like, the response I see from other Americans be like, this isn't us. Like, this is not what we do. This sure as hell ain't Christian values, is when you're out there pepper spraying your neighbor. Like, That ain't what Jesus talked about.
Well, just like my patriotism right now and their Jesus, all of it seems pretty fictitious.
I'm saying Jesus Christ a lot, so I'm technically more religious nowadays, if you count it that way.
I'm going a little bit harder on this one, but 6040 Productions is not allowing me to use my First Amendment rights anymore. So,
Communists.
yeah, pretty much. I thought this was free speech.
Well, it's just like Chud the Builder found out that dropping hard R's is not going to lead to anything good, but
Oh, whoa, dropping teasers for Thursday, I see.
we'll find out more about that one. But moving back on to Robert, he's also done a lot of cucking for Russia. And he's actually come out and in another interview said a peace agreement needs to be concluded prior to U.S. companies returning. And he's like, yeah, but in the meantime, you can go ahead and lift some sanctions to get the ball rolling. And his exact words were, first of all, we call for lifting sanctions in the aviation sector. That includes the supply of spare parts and technical support for aircraft. This is to a lesser extent a business wish and more of a humanitarian necessity, as ordinary people suffer most from it. And you gotta be effing kidding me. Like, the guy on the Russian side is now like, this is a humanitarian issue. Like, hold on, we're just launching a Reshnik missile into Kiev.
Yeah, it's not like helping our enemy repair their war crafts to continuously bomb and invade our actual ally kind of seems counterproductive, but I wasn't given $400 million on my 18th birthday, so maybe I'm too poor to make this make sense.
And we literally promised that ally that we would defend them and their sovereignty. And then, like, we're now just standing by, be like, these guys suck. We don't wear suits. Like, F you. We gave up the third largest nuclear arsenal in the world. But moving back onto our buddy over here, he's also, his number one wish list was aircraft parts, but he's got three of them on there. And he's like, hey, man, once you remove some sanctions from Russian banks and lift a ban on investments for U.S. companies and also luxury goods, specifically cosmetics. So you can tell exactly what this guy cares about. And Russians are kind of just like us. Like, out there, all they want to do is make sure that banks can go back to making money and the rich get their Sephora. And over here, we're just cutting corporate tax rates and letting our billionaires get mega yachts so that we can tell the common folk that inflation is a myth.
Yeah, we are way more similar. We are both following ridiculous people that make no sense, but somehow made it to power anyways. And we are just eating the slop they are feeding us little piggies.
It's just like, well, if we just keep giving them tax breaks, something will happen. Like, no, it's been 40 years. Effing tax.
Yeah, make sure you turn in Thursday for Pinata Economics, which we'll be discussing.
God, I look forward to the day we can have Pinata Economics. But one last thing, as far as economics go, if you don't have a war portfolio yet, you need to. Because Rheinmetall, the German arms manufacturer, they have completed giving over 4 Skynex units over to Ukraine. And Skynex sounds very similar to Skynet, but maybe one day it will be. It's essentially, it's specifically designed to counter unmanned aerial systems, drones, cruise missiles, and saturation attacks. And it shoots about 30 millimeter rounds. And the Ukrainians, the feedback has come back from the front lines, and they are just loving this thing. And when the Ukrainians come out and tell you that the product that you made is awesome in a wartime setting, that right there is just, it's a right to print money. So go get you some Rheinmetall.
Again, I cannot stress this enough. Stock market is fake money, but it seems to be working for my guy over here. So believe who you will.
Buddy, as long as my fake bank can take this fake money, I have no problems paying everybody in a fake dollar all day long, as long as I don't get evicted.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair. That's fair. As long as you can trade it for goods and services, why not?
That real eviction gets stopped with my fake money. I'm fine with how it happens.
Well, that's why we have real revolvers here.
But all politics is local. And did you see the Dr. Oz presser from the White House?
Yes. Yes, I did. Again, if this was a movie, you'd be I'm not watching. This is so far-fetched.
swear to God, it's insane. So for all of the people who haven't seen it, so Dr. Oz is out there in the White House and he's trying to make the link of obesity to dementia. I'll give him credit. He's not talking about child penises for once or sperm counts in teenagers. He's moved on to grown adult men. And he's talking about this. He's talking fast. He's saying precise numbers. And that's one of the things they do. Instead of be like, oh, it's 60-ish%. He's like, it's 67.8% of Americans are obese. Like, that seems like a pretty good number. He's got to be right. And he's like, yeah, it's a huge epidemic. Obesity's horrible. We would have stopped it all but Joe Biden. And the hilarious part is our boy, 45 and 47, as the hats say, is sitting in this chair, just passed out. And are we close to hearing him snoring yet? Like, he seems to be passing out everywhere.
So, as part of the 67.8, for you knew me for years before the wonders of CPAP. I could fall asleep standing up if the moment, called for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was eating at gas stations at least 5 times a week.
Check.
Terrible sleep. And I just constantly tired, slowly losing my mind. The fact that I wasn't elected to a high office, I missed my shot here, man. This is how I know there's no God. There's no way he's not snoring. They have to be muting this. They had to have found a way to like only cut audio from like that 4-foot wide circle that he is.
Like, that's what our military tech is designed on right now, is to stop the snoring of our president in press conferences.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be Sleepy Joe, but now we got Starlink muting that snoring. There's no way at his weight and age he's not just... There's not a chance. I refuse to believe it.
Why do they keep wheeling him out? Like, you're talking about obesity, and the guy sitting in a chair passed out says demented things, and he's fat as hell. Like, you literally have the guy, like, you're describing, like, fat people are demented. Like, I don't know, look at him. He's pretty crazy and fat. You're like, no, he's 6'1" and 215 pounds.
The fact that he didn't just give him like the thumbs up to the side where you're like, you seeing this over here?
Buddy, you do that, you're getting tossed to the sea cut with the rest of the Mexicans. You don't tell the kid doesn't have clothes.
Man, sometimes the joke's worth it.
I've had a good run. It is what it is. But have you heard about the latest developments out in Mamdanistan?
You mean Nick's country?
Nick's country, yes, sir. It's but have you heard about some of these prices for the tickets?
Disgusting. Like,
dude, it's insane.
Like worse than Super Bowl. Like, by far. Multiple Super Bowl ticket times, like, 4.
Yeah, it's some of these courtside seats are saying more than $1 million just for one game. And, like, a bunch of them in there, like, we'll buy you a house in any other state, but people just keep dropping all of his cash. And our fearless leader went ahead and he showed up and he shut down traffic, and he came in all the way from, one of his golf courses. He flew into LaGuardia, and I think he took a helicopter. And did you see him in the actual arena when they put his face on a Jumbotron?
Booed the ever-loving S out of that orange turd.
You would think it was Osama bin Laden on 9/12/2001 being projected on the screen. That's the level of boos that they gave this man, and well deserved.
I can't believe CNN, MSNBC, any of the real news stations couldn't find a way to pull like quick show Mondami on the big screen. Wait 2 seconds, then go back to Trump, then go back to Mondami, just to see the whole crowd like, yeah, boo, yeah.
just so there's no confusion of what sound they were making for who, just a couple back and forth cuts. Like,
absolutely.
Like, I love them. Like, yeah, like the fat orange blob that ruined the economy. Like, boo. Like, just again for all those downing it. Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking MSG's AV crew is probably run by Paramount's Barry Weiss, I'm guessing, because that was the perfect opportunity to do it. And they absolutely were like, no, they were saying like, hooray.
Boo earns. They're saying boo earns.
Yes, exactly.
Are they booing me? No, Sam is saying boo earns.
Oh, it's brutal, man.
So, You did say Mamdani, because Mamdani was also at the game, and the difference between these two guys, that Trump flew in and got in the, the owner's box out there, and Mamdani ended up paying $1,000 for standing room only seats, and Mamdani was there for the entire game standing, and a big fat blob rolled out in the second half from actually a club like suite where he was sitting down, whereas the New York City mayor paid with his own money, like granted, $1,000 for standing room only. It's still like a sweetheart deal, but it wasn't anyone else's money.
Yeah. Also, your boy fell asleep on the big screen too.
Yeah, he passes out everywhere, even in a box.
Like, hey, you know what? I'm sure that 30 minutes you were at that game was probably worth all those fans that you screwed out of watching on the outside of MSG, not to mention all of the bars and restaurants you screwed by making sure nobody could get inside of them because you need 1 billion people to protect you because you've ruined so many lives.
Well, it's also you screwed all of us because that's our tax dollars. Like, James Dolan invited him in there, but if you don't think the U.S. taxpayers are going to be given a sweet check to the owner of the Knicks for those actual seats, that Trump's like, go ahead, charge me anything, I'll pay you. And we paid for air travel from to get there, all the Secret Service, all the overtime cops that were needed, all that stuff just so this a-hole can go to sleep during the Game 3 of the playoffs. Like, I'm not even a fan of basketball, but you drop me off with that much energy in the city, I'm staying at least awake.
Also, and more importantly to our sports fans out there, that cancerous blob was later diagnosed as the reason for the 13-win streak being broken and the Spurs winning by, I think, 1 or 2.
This is, I believe, 115 to 111, so 4.
Yeah, that's right. They got those last 2 free throws in the last 9 seconds. But yeah, guy kills everything he touches.
What was it? Ted Cruz was what was the one who was like ruining sports team, and JD Vance was killing people? Now Trump ain't doing much better.
I don't know, man. They're all just a bunch of melanoma. Like
It's in the news again as Thomas Massey's doing his best to try to accidentally walk in an open elevator shaft as a U.S. congressman demands probe into Israel's 1967 attack on USS Liberty. And Monday was the 59th anniversary of the attack, and Massey gave a speech on essentially in his office and surrounded by survivors of the attack. And does that sound a little bit familiar to other things he's done?
Yeah, this one's a little bit different. Like, I feel like 1967's bringing up some old stuff, but the fact that it still riled him up. I mean, dude, scorched earth. Start bringing up stuff from 2500 BC. I don't care. Point everything out they've ever done terrible.
I had to look up a whole 1967 USS Liberty. I didn't know much about it, but back in 1967, like, Israel was in the middle of a 6-day war, and the U.S. went ahead and set up a ship to just observe. And on June 8th, 1967, Israeli jets opened fire, dropped napalm, and then torpedoed the vessel. Like, Jesus effing Christ. Like, first you do a missiles, then you napalm the deck, and then you torpedo the place? Like, did they just get a fresh shipment of arms from us and are like, we got money to burn, boys. Let's just mag dump this place.
What Massey is not telling you is maybe, theoretically, possibly, that ship looked strikingly similar to an Iranian all-girls elementary school. So we don't know both sides yet. So let's not judge, like Jesus said.
So the whole story about it is, like, the ship actually wrote to Spain on the 2nd of June, and it made it into the area in the Mediterranean off the coast in international waters on the 8th. And they had been there for a couple hours, and they were just patrolling. No one was firing anything. It's an exploratory vessel. And the conditions were kind of clear outside. Their radio worked just fine, and the U.S. flag was definitely being flown. And the fact that the Israeli jets said, okay, cool, how about a missile, napalm, and then we torpedo this bad boy, instead of first be like, hit up the old Nextel, be like, chirp, chirp, are you an Egyptian boat? Or are you the guys feeding us, like, ammo? Like, you can't even do a radio check?
Maybe they were going Cobra Kai on them, Strike hard, strike fast, strike first. in Iran and geez, almost did it. In Israel's defense, how do they know it wasn't like a flotilla?
Yeah. These waters were promised to us 3,000 years ago. Like, make international, like, make internationally ours.
Every country belongs to us. Our country's without borders for a reason, because it's all us.
It just keeps expanding. We're an amoeba.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in your country. That's what the amoeba stands for.
Yeah, this is. I had no idea. It's weird. They don't teach about this in public schools here.
Yeah, it's somehow got struck out of the history books. But what's it called? That's kind of a point where a lot of the survivors were making when they didn't buy the whole thing. That Israel came out and said, like, "Oh, our bad. We thought you guys were an Egyptian ship." Now, the U.S. government went ahead and accepted the Israel's explanation that it was fog of war, and issued, like, Israel even went ahead and they issued an apology on it. And Israel even paid restitution for the ship and the 34 crew members who died and 171 who were wounded. And now, when I say restitution, this is going to be a little bit of a Q&A part. So what do you think they ended up paying? Because they paid to help repair the ship. They paid for the 34 dead. They paid for the 171 who were wounded. And just for reference, the USS Liberty first came into existence back in 1945 as the SS Simmons Victory, and that cost about $2 million. And then she was retrofitted in 1965 for another $20 million. So what kind of restitution do you think we got paid?
Well, let's see. It's 34 American Navy men, but it's 1967, and we know they're suckers and losers, so that's probably not that much. But we do love our boats. I'm going to guess $25 million.
That is about double of what it was. So it ended up coming out to a little bit close to, let's see, about $12 million total for everything. So they paid about $3.32 million for the 34 dead sailors, and that comes out to roughly about $70,000 per dead sailor. They then paid another $3.5 million for the 171 that were injured, and they gave us a whopping $6 million for napalming, missiling, and torpedoing our boat. So even Steven.
Yeah, that's like shooting my neighbor shooting my dog with a BB gun, but giving me a hearty my bad, and I'm just supposed to let it go. But you know what? They did pay him a little money back, so maybe it was a loan, and just with inflation, that's why we have to send them billions of dollars a year. Maybe? God, just get them done already.
The more you learn about the dynamic, the more it seems like, you know what? Are we really mutually friends, or is it kind of a one-sided thing?
Yeah, and like I feel like we're a Saint Bernard terrified of a Chihuahua at this point, and I don't get why.
One small friend who keeps starting fights, you then have to back him up in. And then when the fight's done, he's at home banging your sister. And then he starts another fight. You're like, why are we in this? Like, this makes no sense.
Also coming up with some convoluted reason you need to give him money. Oh my God. It's like religion. It's so little bit of a volley back to you, big guy. I'm going to steal a page from your playbook. Who said it? 2. Electric Boogaloo. Look, some of these efforts are so diabolical and so far upstream, it's impossible to prove. But I think everybody knows instinctively that something is wrong here. Who said it?
Ooh, so it's very vague. It tells you that there's a crisis going on. It's existential, so I'm guessing it's someone from a Republican Party.
Let me give you a hint here. This is the first time this person has had an actual response other than, haven't looked into it yet.
Like, I don't know how you think it's going to narrow down from a GOP to anyone, but yeah, that's usually the default setting. Like, it's taken out of context or haven't seen that yet.
But Iran.
Yeah. I'm kind of stunned by this one. Is it anything to have to do with something in California? I really don't know who.
This is our favorite horse jockey, MAGA Mike Johnson, talking about the LA mayoral primaries.
Yeah, those people are still able to voice their opinion. They're able to mail in their votes and have their voices heard. So it's very diabolical. It should not even be a choice.
Diabolical, so far upstream, impossible to prove. I feel like if somebody just said, can you, follow-up question, can you explain what a divine mystery is? They should have just gone the Christian route on him.
What does it didn't mean like you're so upstream. What does that even translate to?
That is the nice way of saying we can't prove anything because nothing's going wrong. But again, 2026 is the year of vibes.
We feel this is wrong. Like, what's it called? It's well, you know what? Let me toss another one back for you of who said it and in what context. Like, life is hard. It's tough if you're stupid.
My dad?
This was actually originally said by John Wayne, and it seems like it should apply to a lot of people in the GOP. Like, when you don't understand vaccines, don't try to understand them without a degree. Like, I don't understand voting, how mail-in ballots work. Like, it's rigged. Like, no, you're just an idiot.
Yeah, I definitely saw somebody a few years back post up, everything's a conspiracy if you don't know how anything works.
Yeah. Like, you turn on your car like effing witchcraft? Like, you don't do that.
So the LA mayoral primaries are causing quite a scuttlebutt, as you can hear, because it's taken about a week for the Republican Californians to answer the question, who's going to get their teeth kicked in by an incumbent mayor, Karen Bass, this year? As of today, it looks like about 7 hours ago, Nithya Raman has finally passed reality TV washout Spencer Pratt to become the next contestant on Catch a Beatdown later this year. But due to the mail-in balloting system reporting by the AP, people lost their minds and outright accused California of cheating. Shocker.
Yeah, it's because the president's been also amplifying it as well, but I forgot who said it. It's one of the Republican candidates. Like, no, man, there's no cheating. He's like, I have a very good chance to make it. It's like, this is completely legal. Like, stop calling it that. And Spencer Pratt did the whole thing that all Republicans do in the end, the picture of Jesus. He's like, God always wins. It's like, maybe you're the bad guys, and God did win on this one. Maybe you don't need to be in power.
Yeah, flying back home, I asked my fiance, who was a reality TV junkie, because I've never watched The Hills before. I was like, what's the Spencer Pratt guy? And she one word answer said, huge douche. Evidently, he was the villain and just a raging a-hole on the show, which, you know, the smell test says GOP, so I see how they had their hopes up on this one.
What show was he on?
I believe it was The Hills.
So it's not even like, well, West Wing or anything politically related?
No!
Like Saved by the Bell, Screech is running?
No. When it comes to real acting, they have Kevin Sorbo from the 90s Hercules series. Everyone else is just a reality star or a pedophile.
Like, what's it called? Dreyfus. Like, she was in Veep. Like, I would trust her more in politics than some dude off the hills.
And honestly, that's the one downside to Zelensky. Because, like, we know it can work. We just keep going reality TV instead of comedy. That's why everybody wants Jon Stewart.
He's the outlier on this one, okay? We've tried we currently have a guy from reality TV in office here. It doesn't always work.
Yeah. They've had Reagan and Trump, and between the two of them, they have Eiffel Tower democracy. So maybe this time, let's just go with politician or someone with ideas, or change some rules and let Mamdani run the whole place.
Muslim, we're going back to that one.
So looked into why there was such a controversy. And going by the AP, who was giving minute-by-minute updates to this race, but due to a lag in their calculating, it only posted numbers for one candidate at a time per minute. So let's say 10,000 votes get calculated and sent over. They only got to report one candidate would get 4,500 of these votes. And then they'd be like, none of these were for Spencer Pratt. This is a conspiracy. Sorry, I just spit all over my laptop here. But, this is ridiculous. Even though I live in Ohio and have never voted or been to California, I will not stand for this.
I need more grilled cheese, Ma.
Yeah, exactly. Hurry up, wrestling's almost on. But then a minute later, then all of the Spencer Pratt votes would show up and everything would be good. It was this 1 minute lag in between the counting that drove everybody insane. Even MAGA Mike Johnson to be like, it doesn't pass the smell test. And just so we're all clear, the smell test doesn't really matter because California at the most conservative calculation is 80-20 Democrat. You ain't winning, home skillet. It's just not gonna happen.
I do love the fact that we're counting votes in California using an abacus, but we're also within hours away of having a breakthrough in artificial intelligence. Like, you can't have, like, you have computers that are lagging for candidates, but we're supposed to, like, oh yeah, full-on AI, we're just gotta pump a couple more dollars and we have all these robots walking around. Like, we can't count yet.
Yeah. I think personally my biggest takeaway is maybe, just maybe, stop these delusional fat wash up reality show people. Stop letting them think they're smart enough to run a city, especially a giant one like LA or, the country. But that's what we saw on the TV in the late 90s. So, they're viable.
Did Twitter ruin us all? Because Twitter, like, when Twitter first came out, like, that's when print media started dying. Because right then, like, someone could post up about a story. They didn't have to worry about fact checking. They didn't have to look at, like, make sure that their sources are right. But it wasn't who's right. It was who's first. And the fact that we need all this stuff in, like, faster than real time, like, if we just play everything on a delay, a 5-minute delay, wouldn't be an issue.
It's that and the past 10 years of the rise of influencers.
And also Joe Biden.
And Joe Biden and his auto pen, clearly.
And kudos to Hunter for still banging out there. If you are not following that man on Twitter, I don't know, whatever else he's on, it is hilarious what this man is putting out.
Yeah, somebody called him a rich elite, and he posted a picture of him shirtless, smoking a cigarette in bed, and he goes, "I'm in a Best Western on the side of I-95 for reference."
Like, does this look like a part of a rich elite to you?
I'm telling you, an AOC Hunter Biden ticket is looking more and more.
If he started tweeting when the other Biden was still running, I feel like he could be the press secretary and just smack down all the stupid influencers from the far right who just kept talking all kinds of trash. Like, fight fire with fire.
I know, but they tried to keep it classy, so now I'm glad we're getting closer and closer to be like, we'll go underground to undercut how low we'll go for you.
We're about 2 elections away from just fighting for our new leader. It's what's it called? The Riddick rules. Like, you keep what you kill. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'll get rid of a 70-year-old candidate. I'll give him that much.
Hey, it works for me at this point.
Well, see you guys later on this week. I am Macho Man Midway.
And I'm Hulk's... Nah, never mind. I'm just Eric.
You just want to drop that hard R, don't you? Hulkamaniacs.
And I'm Stone Cold Eric Halsey.
There you go. That's a believable one.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.